of truth. Look at that. Very nice. It's all in.
Here's the fridge.
Okay.
It's in.
Wow.
Got the water maker in. It's real close to being the finished product, finished shape.
It's pretty. You pulled them?
Well, no, when we originally put this forefoot in, and when we did these bolts, we sunk them very deep. But as it turns out, they came out a little bit too shallow. So we had to knock them back out and resink them.
Here we are. What's the date today?
June 2nd.
June. July
The 5th.
5th.
Comes
July
right after the
5th,
4th every year.
2016. You know, we are counting down. This might be, you know, only 3 or 4 more episodes here in the shed, in the shop.
Roger that.
Amazing.
Basically putting everything back together we made a year or so ago. You know, all that stuff. You make it, then you seal it, then you paint it, then you sand it, you paint it again. And then you wait till the wiring's done and everybody's out of the way, then you put it in. So that's where we're at. So let's go take a look, huh?
Okay, yeah. I see things written on the side of the boat there. So
Well, that's our list.
that's the list. Oh, let's take a look at that.
Notice only 1 page, as opposed to 35.
Wow. Moment of truth. Look at that. Very nice. It's all in.
Yep.
The new cabinet came back together. Ceiling tile, ceiling planks. And then that thing, that mess of a thing. Okay.
What's that, those boxes?
Yeah.
Well, the display goes here.
Okay.
So it
Hangs.
it's about, no, it sits on the counter. It goes about here. Then you have the VHF radio here.
Okay.
So you really won't be able to see those. Here's the fridge.
Okay.
It's in.
Wow. Look at that.
Huh? And here's a little storage room area.
Okay.
But all the
Access.
yeah, a lot of the cable connections are in here,
Okay.
as well as that terminal block.
Okay.
And there's a good amount of room, and you know it's.
Stay in there.
Want to look at it?
Yeah.
You know, decent amount of storage.
Right.
And here, this is just a little like tray for
That's good. Pens and
pencils, a
pencils.
little small pair of binoculars or something, and
It's a little
better than
storage.
nothing.
Better than nothing. No, pens and pencils. You need
Yeah.
those for that.
And
Great.
then
And
this.
This is all finished up here.
Well, yeah, we had to make another shelf back here, some of these, but actually that's the original. And these rails are original.
Yep.
The lids, we had to cut them a little bit, change them, but
But mostly all fit in here nice now.
yep.
Nice, clean,
Yep.
solid.
Okay, and
Okay.
back here, these 3 lids, which we had off forever,
Yes.
because we added this big, remember this bulkhead, how you could just move it?
Sure, I remember.
So we put that big cleat inside here, which strengthened it. This cleat.
Yeah.
So now the bulkhead's good. These lids were always warped.
Yeah, they were.
So this rail, you have to push it in and then down. You see how they're still warped here on this corner?
Okay.
Same here. And to a lesser extent on that one. What we should probably do here is put some kind of a catch or sliding bolt on this so that when you're motoring,
Okay, you know.
it's not vibrating.
Okay.
And it created a flatter surface, you know. They were just laying in there like giant potato chips. And of course, the holding tank's in.
Uh-huh. Got the holding tank in. Very nice.
Yeah, and I got the water maker in.
Beautiful. There goes our under cabinet wine storage, but we'll work with that.
Well, don't
There's our
forget,
water maker.
we gained a lot here
We did gain something here.
because what was in there before was that water pump.
Yeah, before here it just went down into the bill.
Yeah, so now we've gained whatever we lost there, we more than gained
more
back.
Than gained there, yeah.
And then of course you have more back here too. For whatever.
Very good.
And then same over here, we got the rails back on, put the doors on, we get
Okay, yeah,
Get around
the
to
fascias
that.
all went back on.
Yep, it's
Nice.
back in. So with the exception of a couple doors and a few other little things, the saloon is pretty much completely trimmed back on.
Okay, right, all these cabinets. What about this little back cabinet? How did that come out?
Nice. I mean, there's not much storage in it, but it's better than nothing. It's hard to get to. It's way back here.
Yeah.
You know,
Take a little bit of something. Some supplies.
yeah, I mean, cereal boxes.
Yeah. The spices. Looks like a good spice rack.
Yeah, something like that.
Now here, there's no cabinets here, right?
Well, no, because
Just
you
gonna be
have,
the electronics.
yeah, you have electronics, and this is kind of, sort of a little bit of a chart table.
Yeah.
But this is mostly about the fridge and a couple little storage areas.
Okay. Have the
These are the little
covers.
flashing that hides all the shear clamp and everything in the stateroom,
Now these gonna be white or like this?
like this.
Like this.
They're basically inside the cabinet,
Right.
so you'll see them, but it's a pleasant light color, you know,
Okay.
because white is just, some things should be white, like those 3 lids over the engine.
Right.
Those should be white,
Okay.
because they're dark and the cabinets are dark, so there's like this cave, you know. If those were white, the countertop would be, of course, much brighter, and it would look bigger. But stuff like this, I don't know, you could paint it white, like a ceiling planks. You could paint those off white, it looked fine. But we left them yellow cedar, because it's a pleasant light color. See, once you varnish something, you can always sand it and paint it. Once you paint it,
Harder to, yeah.
it'd be faster to make new ones than to strip it, believe me. So, you can always paint it white, but I like that color, you know.
And these are on, these are ready to go in?
Oh yeah.
These were already made before, right?
Those were made a year and a half ago. We just left them out while we were still doing bolts and decks and wiring and stuff, you know. So last week we did some shaping on the Forefoot. I don't know if you remember how it was kind of clunky looking.
Okay.
Look how nice it is. It's getting there.
Well, I can see the Purple Heart has been exposed. It's very purple.
Yeah, very much so.
Wow.
And if you stand right here, Charlie,
Yeah.
you can see that it's almost the same width all the way down now. We got maybe a 30-second to take off of it. You see it?
I'm not personally sure exactly what I'm looking at, but
Yeah, it's hard to see, but in other words, we could leave it just like it is. It would be fine. But we have to fair this piece in here. This has to go down about, a strong 1/16 to about 0 here. And then you run a batten on there to make sure that this curve is really sweet.
okay.
And then pretty much at that point, once these are filled, this nosing right here almost has to be done by hand. block plane, sanding board, you know, so forth. So it's real close to being finished product, finished shape.
Looks pretty. You pulled them?
Well, no, when we originally put this 4-foot in, the old one went like, you know, this,
Okay.
and like this. So we were only guessing at the dimensions. So when you do that, it's an interpretation. So you make it bigger than you need it to be.
Okay.
And you make sure your rabbit line where the planks fall in is nice. Then later you use the planking, that is the sweep of the hull, to determine this shape. See the planks?
Yeah.
They come down and they finish their shape, boom, like this. Whereas before it was sticking out a 1/4 inch in places. It was kind of funky looking. So that's kind of where you're at. And when we did these bolts, we sunk them very deep. But as it turns out, they came out a little bit too shallow. So we had to knock them back out and resink them. About a half a dozen or more.
So this line that's remaining is what? How do you?
This line here,
Yeah.
this is essentially done. You see how it's about, it varies a little bit, but it's about anywhere from 1/4 to 3/8 wide, all the way down. It's close enough.
So that's so that you can see where the center line is? Is that the idea?
You can see center line, and now, as long as you look at the boat from the side view, and this is a nice fair curve all the way up,
Yeah.
and this is fairly close to being the same everywhere, you know you're there.
Okay.
Stop,
So,
break out the little block plane and the sanding board.
was the other one made of Purple Heart?
No, that one was made out of various exotic species. Remember those laminates? Some of them were like not even 1/8 of an inch thick.
Really?
A piece this big, there was like 40 laminates. It was bizarre. Remember the countertop?
Maybe it was put in after the fact.
It looked like a repair.
Yeah.
An old repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Now we have
saved a
beautiful
chunk.
Solid new piece. Look at that.